I am starting. Guys, once check RB live on YouTube. Yes, so we are live. Okay. Yeah. तो हेलो गाइस, गुड इवनिंग, वेलकम बैक टू मार्गदर्शन बाय आईटीएस। तो गाइस, आज हम लोग का अभियान बैच का फ्री में जीडी सेशन जो हम लोग करवा रहे थे, उसका सेशन नंबर 4 है। आज के जो स्पेशल अपीयरेंस है, ये मिस्टर सुबोध गुजर है, जिन्होंने ये ऑलरेडी बार्क साइंटिस्ट रह चुके हैं। इन्होंने बार्क साइंटिस्ट रिजाइन करके एमटेक आईआईटी कानपुर इन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि मैं एमटेक करूंगा क्योंकि मुझे फर्दर फ्यूचर ग्रोथ चाहिए थी करके। नेक्स्ट थिंग, इन्होंने इतने फेल्यूर्स देखे हैं कि कोई इनसे ज्यादा फेल्योर नहीं देख सकता। इतने फेल्योर्स देखने के बाद में इन्होंने BARC में साइंटिस्ट एट द एंड बने। इवन ही वाज गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, ही वाज गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट इन एमटेक एट आईआईटी। आज जस्ट अभी कॉन्वोकेशन हुआ है आईआईटी कानपुर में, इन्हें गोल्ड मेडल मिला है। तो गाइस, अब आज का जो सेशन है, आज का जो सेशन वही जज करने वाला है कि कैसा सेशन होने वाला है, कैसे आप लोगों को जीडीजीटी में प्रिपेयर करना। इन्होंने 2 बार आईओसीएल के इंटरव्यूज दे रखे हैं, इसरो के इंटरव्यूज दे रखे हैं, सीपीसीबी मैरी सारे पीएसयूज के इन्होंने इंटरव्यूज लगभग दे रखे हैं। इनसे ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस कैंडिडेट मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में कोई नहीं हो सकता। तो गाइस, आप लोग मार्गदर्शन से जुड़े हुए हैं। मार्गदर्शन एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां पर हम लोग एक्सपीरियंस कैंडिडेट के साथ में आप लोगों का इंटरेक्शन करवा रहे हैं, राइट। तो चलिए गाइस, आज का सेशन हम लोग उन्हीं से शुरुआत करते हैं और आज का जीडीजीटी का क्या टॉपिक रहेगा, आज वही पूरा लीड करने वाले हैं। ओके। और गाइस, अगर आप लोग को हमारी बैचेस ज्वाइन करना है तो हम लोगों ने 2 बैचेस लॉन्च करी थी, एक अभियान बैच और एक परमाणु बैच। परमाणु बैच स्पेसिफिकली डिजाइन फॉर बार्क एनपीसीआईएल डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एटॉमिक एनर्जी, एंड जो आपकी अभियान बैच है, ये स्पेसिफिकली डिजाइंड है फॉर आईओसीएल, ओएनजीसी, एचपीसीएल, बीपीसीएल, एमआरपीएल, सारे के सारे पीएसयूज में। और अभी 50% का ऑफ चल रहा है, तो आप लोग ये ऑफर यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं। लास्ट 2 डेज आपके रिमेनिंग है। ओवर टू यू मिस्टर सुबोध सर, एंड प्लीज अब थोड़ा सा आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन के साथ में प्लीज सेशन को स्टार्ट करिए।
So thank you, Jayesh. I'm audible clearly.
1 second. Yes, you are audible.
Good. Cool. So welcome everyone. I'm Subodh. Did my BTech from NIT. Then I was at BARC for an year. Resigned from there, and then I completed my MS from IIT Kanpur. Currently working as CFD engineer in an automobile company. Well, not every, let's say, PSU or organization takes the GDPI, but whenever it comes to, let's say, I believe most of you are right now in the MTech admission zone, right? Most of everyone has got one way or another, something or another, admission in MTech branches. And at that point of time, when your placement season will come, in case it does, let's hope that people will you will get your PSU, whatever desired PSU you have. But in case it does, then many of the companies do organize, let's say, the GDPI session, mainly the GD session. So here today we will be focusing more on the group discussion zone. Back in my time, when I was at the placement, that was in December 21. At that point, few companies had taken their GD, and because it was COVID time, so everything was online. That may not be the case. Let's say when you will face the same after 1.5 years almost, but still, it was online, and the way it was done was, I'll tell you. So the way the GD happen in online and offline mode is little different. In offline mode, I believe most of you. Okay, so how many of you have been through any GD before? कैन एनीवन प्लीज टेल मी, कितने लोगों ने अब तक जीडी किया है इसके पहले, इफ एनी? किसी ने किया है? किसी ने नहीं किया जीडी अब तक? Okay, fine. So this is kind of a new experience. I believe इसके पहले जो सेशंस हुए उसमें भी उतना आई गेस तुम लोगों ने पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया होगा, बट करो। से ये सेशन आप लोगों के लिए ऑर्गेनाइज किए जा रहे हैं। उसमें हर बार जितना भी हो पाए अपना इनपुट दो, बिकॉज दिस इज द टाइम यू विल बी एबल टू लर्न थिंग्स।
प्लीज ऐसे ऐसे काम मत करिए, है ना, सेशंस के बीच में क्या कर दिए।
Please, okay, be little bit prompt and serious about it. Okay, so let's get back. Let's just ignore this one. Whoever has done it, can you please,
Done. All set.
good. So, what exactly the purpose of GD is कि usually GD में तुम्हें एक टॉपिक दिया जाता है, and then you are given a time frame of 1 minute or so to think about it, to write about it, whatever you want. And after that, usually, what I have observed is, let's say n are the number of people, then usually n minutes or n plus 2, n plus 5 minutes are given for all the people to talk about it. One most important thing that I would like to talk about GD is, number one, that 1 minute that you have been given before the start of GD, in which you have been asked to think about it, write about it, whatever you want. At that point of time, always write something. Come up with few points, whatever you can, however you can. Because in case you don't have anything on paper, then you won't have anything on your mouth, on anything on your mind. So try to think hard as much as you can for those 1 minute. Once you think, write it down. So that 1 minute is very important, because like all the points that you can come across, all the points that you can have in the duration of your GD. Every time you will be looking at your page, you will be looking at what you have written. I have given few GDs back in my BTech placement, then at IOCL, then again at my MTech placement, MS by research placements as well. So I have a good experience when it comes to GD. So what every time I have observed is, not just myself but others as well, that people, those who don't write anything in the first minute that is given, then the problem arises every time, because you don't have anything to speak about it, you don't have anything in your mind, because once a GD start, चीजें इतनी फास्ट आगे मूव ऑन हो जाती है कि हमें सोचने के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलता. So point number one that I would like to tell you is, always write something on the paper that you have, so that जब तुम्हारा टाइम है you will be able to speak up, so that जब तुम्हें टाइम मिले बात करने का, तो तुम्हें सोचना ना पड़े, बिकॉज तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी चीजें हाथ में रखी होगी. नंबर टू, ऑल्दो ये हर बार एक बंदे के इसमें नहीं होगा, कंट्रोल में नहीं होगा, दैट इज कि ट्राई टू बी द फर्स्ट वन टू स्पीक इन द ग्रुप. ऑब्वियसली हर बार पॉसिबल नहीं होगा, जब अगर सभी लोग पहली बार बात करना चाहे तो वो भी नहीं हो पाएगा. बट एज वन कैन इमेजिन, जो बंदा सबसे पहले बोलता है उसका इंप्रेशन बहुत ज्यादा होता है रिस्पेक्ट टू उसके बाद जो लोग आते हैं. अब कुछ जीडीज में यूजुअली दोज हु आर ऑनलाइन, in that case, because there could be a lot of clutteredness involved when everyone speaks in. So what the invigilator does is, they ask to speak everyone one by one. So let's say candidate A will speak first, then B, then C, and it will go up to G, and then they will say, yo, so now you can start the discussion as you want. So in that case, this particular situation doesn't come into the picture. But in case the GD is happening so such that everyone has been given, that invigilator tells you that yes, now you can start the GD. In that case, always try to be the first one to speak. So because of that, whenever a group of people is coming into the room, always the person who is coming first or the last, that is the most memorable one. The same funda can be used here as well. So always try to be the first one to speak. Now in case there is someone else who was able to speak before you, that's all right, because just like you are trying to be the first one to speak up, someone else is as well. In that case, obviously try to be the second one to speak up. one more reason I am focusing a lot on, be the first one to speak up or second one to speak up is also that, whatever the topic that has been given to you, most of the times there is very limited number of things that you can talk about it. So in case, you are like say, person, fifth person to speak about it, your topic will be whatever you are speaking, your points will be the repetition of the points that have been talked before. Now, in GD, when you are putting in some point, in case it's a novel point, in case it's a new point that has not been talked before you, then that gives a little edge on yourself, because then you are also showing your own creativity, your own thinking, and all that. But while in case there is some point that I came up on paper, but some person before me spoke about it, and in that case, what happens? There is that little impression that yeah, this could be a copied one from the before one. So this could be avoided in principle by speaking up the first. So in case you are speaking up at the start, or let's say at the first and then second or the third, whatever is the possibility on the group, in that case what you can do is you can put in your points, and all the points that you will be putting in the discussion, those will be new points, nobody would have talked about it. So that you can do. So that was the, let's say, my tip number 2. Then tip number 3 that I would tell you that let's say you have been given some topic and you come up with some positives about it, some negatives about it, something like that. Not all the time things will be positive and negative. For example, let's say freedom for the journalism, then in that case you will have a positive point as well as negative point. One can think that yeah, this could be the positives of giving freedom to the journalism, and this could be the negatives. And then there could be some topics, for example, let's say child education, or let's say sex education. In that case there will be cases when there will be almost no negative points in the group. So that is also already what I am trying to say here is that in case you have come up with 6-7 points on your paper when you are thinking about it, so when you are speaking for the first time, don't put in everything in the discussion at that point of time itself. So just give in, maybe like say out of your 7 points, just give in 2 points, so that whenever next time you can speak up after a few of the people have spoken up, then you can go on your point number 3, point number 4, so that again in the discussion it will be felt like, oh, you know what, this person has added some new points. So that could be carried on. So my again I will brief what I just said, that let's say you have 7-8 points. Don't try to clutter in, don't try to merge up all the points and tell everything in the first whenever you are trying to opening your mouth. So that way, let's say you have given it 2 points, then some 2-3 people spoke, and then you are able to merge it into the discussion. Then you can speak up your point number 3, point number 4, and something like that could happen. Most of the time, some of your points, let's say 2-3 of your the points, your 7 points that you have written, those could be repetition from the others. So that is also all right. But in that case, in case whatever you have spoken of so far, in case it's a repetition, try to add in some details, some, let's say, some statistical details, some qualitative details, or some quantitative details in the discussion. That way you can still, although whatever you are saying has been spoken of before, in that case even you can add a little bit novelty, you can add a little bit of newness in the discussion. So that will be my next point. And one more thing that I would say ki, the writing part in the start, that is very important, because that's when you literally think about what you are trying to speak. So give a very good attention to that. Also, usually this would not be the case every time. Usually the GD round is not the qualifying round. I mean, everyone through GD goes ahead, so nobody get cuts from the GD, but still GD carries some weight. So because of that, it is important. नेक्स्ट आई वुड से इसकी बहुत लोगों को फोबिया रहता है बात करने का, कि मैं कैसे बात करूं इंग्लिश में वगैरह, ये सब चीजें. पॉइंट इसके वही पर्पस है जीडी रखने का बाय द इंटरव्यूअर, बाय द पीपल, so that are you able to speak up, are you able to come up with something in the something meaningful in the discussion. So that is the point. So don't be hesitative. Remember, speaking something is much better than speaking nothing at all. जब कोई बंदा बात नहीं करता है 6-7 लोगों के डिस्कशन में, तो वो क्लियरली पता चल जाता है भाई इसकी फटी पड़ी है और ये बात नहीं कर रहा है। ठीक है, ऐसा मत होने देना, वॉट एवर बी द केस। योर कॉम्पिटिशन विल बी ऑलवेज हैविंग सम एक्स्ट्रा एज ओवर यू, वन वे और अनदर। जैसे मेरे साथ जो कुछ लोग थे, एक बंदे की इंग्लिश अच्छी थी, एक बंदे के पास पॉइंट अच्छे थे, तो बट स्टिल आई स्टिल हैड सम गुड पॉइंट्स व्हिच आई वाज एबल टू मर्ज, एंड मैंने जो अपना जीडी था वो एस किया। सो दैट शुड बी द स्ट्रेटेजी। So overall, maybe right now I would say these much. Some of other teams that will come along, I'll talk about them maybe at the later stage. तो सर प्रैक्टिस सेशन भी रखना है आज?
हाँ बिल्कुल, स्टार्ट कर दीजिए। मैंने आपको व्हाट्सएप किया है। वो टॉपिक आप डिस्कस कर दीजिए ना, वो टॉपिक आज को लेना है हेल्थ इम्यूनिटी पे। देख लीजिए एक बार व्हाट्सएप।
चलेगा। सो मुझे एक बात बताओ बस, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वांट टू have discussion today, because maybe some of you could want to take a back seat, but how many of you really? Okay, so I can see Sanket, then Ranjit, Abhishek,
और
Milton, Naresh. So we have 5 people so far.
ऑलमोस्ट ऑल आर रेडी, नो इश्यूज।
So we have 5 people so far. Shodhan bhi.
गाइस
ठीक है,
आई थिंक सो 9 people are there in the meeting, right? राइट, तो चलो बढ़िया।
तो ठीक है,
रामकृष्ण।
बट शायद 9 में से सब लोग नहीं ले रहे, राइट? So let me repeat again. We have Shodhan, Naresh, Sanket, Milton, and Ranjit. Abhishek as well or not? So we are 5 people, right? Cool. So एक बार just सब लोग मुझे अपना नाम बता दीजिए. Again, just repeat it so that maybe that would also be a check of your mic. Everyone.
संकेत,
Cool.
मिल्टन,
शोधन,
नरेश, अभिषेक,
अच्छा, अभिषेक भी है. रंजित भाई?
अनम्यूट कर लीजिए रंजीत। अनम्यूट अनम्यूट कर लीजिए, हाँ बोलिए।
नहीं, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. रंजित, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
ऐसे गाइस लीव मत करिए सेशन को, है ना। अभी सेशन हम लोग जो स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, राइट। आप लोगों को कुछ टिप्स भी देने होते हैं, हमेशा सेशन नहीं लेने होते हैं। हमेशा अगर सेशन ही लेते रहेंगे तो हो गया। आज देखो सर ने क्या बताया कि आपको कोई भी पॉइंट्स होता है तो वो पॉइंट्स को लिख के रखना है। उसके बाद में अगर आप लोगों ने 8 पॉइंट्स बनाए हैं तो 8 पॉइंट्स में से 2 पॉइंट को पहले एक्सप्रेस करो, 2 पॉइंट को बाद में एक्सप्रेस करो, फिर 2 पॉइंट को और बाद में एक्सप्रेस करो। ये चीजें बताई। तो ऐसे अटेंड करोगे तभी आप लोगों को पता चलेगा, है ना। ऐसे होश पोश नहीं
so
करना,
one
राइट।
one query in IOCL interview, then we will get some pen and paper also, like before GT.
यस, दैट वो तो मिलता ही है, उसमें तो कोई दोहराया नहीं है, संदेह नहीं है ना। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो मैं बता दूं क्या सुबोध सर इन लोग को टॉपिक शाला है। तो मैं गाइस मैं टॉपिक आप लोग को बता दे रहा हूँ, है ना।
हाँ, चलेगा. So let me just repeat again. So what will be done is कि तुम्हें टॉपिक बताया जाएगा, then you will be given 1 minute, let's say 2 minutes this time. So you will be given 2 minutes. In that case, in that time, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to write down some points on your end. Now once those points are done, because it's online, what we will do is we'll come up with, let's say I'll come up with name of every one of you, and then you will speak up maybe 1 point, 2 point, or something, whatever you want, for a, let's say 45 second, 1 minute or so. And this will be done for everyone, and then maybe we can barge into the common discussion. One way this is done online is also, people raise their hand. So that could be done as well. But let's say for a start, what we'll do is I'll take everyone's name and they will speak up their 1 point, 2 point for 40 seconds, 45 seconds or so.
Okay. So topic is health for all. Health for all. Health activities. First is immunization. Second is role of diet. Third is vaccination. Fourth is exercise. I repeat, health for all. Topic is health for all. The health activities include immunization, role of diet, vaccination, exercise. The question is provide ideas for awareness and implementation of healthy activities. Okay. And discussion is among health for all. राइट इसमें आपके सारे एज ग्रुप आ जाएंगे इन्फेंट यंग एडल्ट ओल्ड एज न्यू मदर सारे एज ग्रुप्स आ जाएंगे इसमें राइट एज पर जैसे कि हम लोग करते हैं कि आप लोगों को 3 मिनट सोचने को समय मिलेगा है ना 3 to 5 मिनट्स आप लोग को सोचने को समय मिलेगा इस बार भी आप लोग को सोचने के लिए 3 to 5 मिनट्स का समय मिल रहा है एंड गो अहेड प्रिपेयर द पॉइंट्स एज सेड बाय सुबोध सर दैट प्रिपेयर योर पॉइंट्स है ना एंड स्पीक दैट पॉइंट्स ठीक है
I'll repeat the topic for the last time. Health for all, where you are supposed to provide ideas for awareness and implementation of healthy activities. What are the healthy activities? Health activities that are immunization, role of diet, vaccination, and exercise.
sure
So your time, let's say, begins from now. Take 3 to 5 minutes. We'll tell when it's over. You will speak up maybe.
रंजीत का कॉल आ रहा है इसको क्या दिक्कत होगी?
So last 1 minute.
गाइस सारे के सारे एक बार लाइक कर दीजिए, शेयर कर दीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी कर दीजिए, जितने भी व्यक्ति हमें यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं। और गाइस आप लोग भी हमारे फ्री इनिशिएटिव का फायदा उठा सकते हैं। हम लोग सारा जीडी जीटी पीआई, जीडी जीटी बेसिकली ये फ्री करवा रहे हैं। अगर आप लोग को पीआई ज्वाइन करना है तो पीआई में आप लोग, अगर आप लोग को किसी को पीआई करना है तो कल हमारा पीआई का सेशन रहने वाला है हमारे पेड स्टूडेंट के साथ अभियान बैच में। ओके,
चलो सही है। रामाकृष्णा, आप भी पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हो? रामाकृष्णा,
रामकृष्ण प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
ठीक है, so he is not participating. Okay, so I hope you have written something, let's say on your end. So let's start with Sanket. Sanket, let's say you have 40 seconds to 1 minute.
Okay, hello everyone. We are here today to discuss about health, to create awareness about health among people, and for this we have to suggest ideas in order to people to participate in different activities like immunization, vaccination, and create awareness about the role of diet and exercise. So for the most important part to generate or create awareness among people is the sense of community. So by catering to the adults of the of societies and different organizations, organizations which are already present in the society, like mm, uh, sports center and the gyms, etc. We can create awareness about the role of exercise among people, and for and I would like other members to contribute to this discussion.
Abhishek?
Greetings to all. I am Abhishek, and I would like to point out that creating awareness basically requires us to make people aware that health is important. As we know that the healthy mind lives in a healthy body, and for which the healthy body to function properly, we need to think it like a perfect machine which requires certain type of maintenance, for which we are considering the points of role of diet, vaccination, immunization, as well as the role of exercise. Uh, uh, the health is very much required for a human being to live his life to the fullest. We would like to continue on the topic for which I would like to pass on this opportunity to others. Thank you.
Naresh?
Greeting everyone, friends. Now I will talk about health for everyone. how which awareness we can spread in all the community. So first of all, we talk about immunization. So what is immunization? Immunization जो हमारे शरीर के अंदर जो WBC होता है वो एंटीजन फेगोसिस करता है, जो हमारे अंदर जो भी विषाणु वायरस वगैरह जो भी आते हैं बैक्टीरिया उनको नष्ट करता है. सो वो सब बढ़ाने के लिए हमको हमारे शरीर में इम्यूनिटी बढ़ानी होती है, राइट. सो हम लोग सबको बताएंगे कि जो भी हमारे नेचुरल फ्रूट्स वेजिटेबल्स ये सब है, ये इम्यूनेशन को मतलब इम्यूनिटी को बूस्ट करते हैं. और अगर हम लोग बात करें वैक्सीनेशन की तो जो 1985 में यूआईपी यूनिवर्सल इम्यूनाइजेशन प्रोग्राम बनाया था, जिसका एम था आईएमआर मतलब इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट और एमएमआर यानी कि मैटरनल मोर्टेलिटी रेट को डिक्रीज करना. इसी प्रकार हमारी भारत सरकार है अभी जो मिशन इंद्रधनुष योजना है 2014 वाली है, वो भी चला रही है, जिसमें 7 बीमारियों को जो वैक्सीनेशन करके कम करने की कोशिश की जा रही है. दैट्स फ्रॉम माय. थैंक यू.
Shodan.
Hello everyone. If I may have point on a particular topic, that's the role of diet in terms of awareness for health for all. In terms of role of diet, I need to stress out on two extreme cases. The first case is the case where people are not accessible to the food resources that we have, which are mostly prominent in developing countries and underdeveloped countries. And the other extreme cases where people are having little to no knowledge about the food and its content, and the lack of attention to detail about the contents that are there in the food. For example, if I may to stress out, recently there was an article that was or in fact I must say an Insta influencer pointing about a company which was wrongly advertising a sugar rich juice or the sugar rich powder as one of an health drink. So if we don't stress out on the attention to details about the content in the food material or the packets that has been supplied in the supermarkets and all, I think it will be a cause of great worry in the future, given how the lot of heart attack cases and the other prominent diseases that have been occurring in our neighborhood and in our society. Thank you.
Milton.
Hi. So our topic is health for all. So as you know, health is wealth. So for all age group, I would like to draw in the point from exercise, the benefits of exercise. Nowadays, nowadays in our hectic lifestyle, we can see we cannot do proper exercise, and but we should take care that it should be our first priority, because the exercise helps us reducing body fat, it increases our blood flow, it increases lung capacity. So all of this helps us creating a fit body, and a fit body which will give us a proper mind, which will help us progress in our life. And I would like to invite other for joining this.
Hello. I think we are deviating from the topic, because I think the discussion should be on the matter that how we can create awareness, and not on the topic that what we actually know about the topic. So instead of discussing how we can what we actually know about immunization, vaccination, exercise, and the role of diet, we should be focusing on the strategies that we can develop in order to promote these concepts. Because as long as we know the concept, that is of no use, because we have the intention to spread the knowledge to different people and the age group of different peoples. So in my opinion, to cater the small age group children, we can create TV ads, or in this era small children are also addicted to phones, so we can also create ad campaigns through mobile phones to about vaccinations, and the children will ask their parents that have I got this vaccine or not. So we can create ads like that for the kids to ask their parents about vaccination, and that will help generate awareness among the kids too. And for the adults, we can organize marathons and meetups, social meetups, in order to increase the socialization and promote the ideas of diet, etc. And for adults, we can also develop ads to run on TV or mobile phones, etc.
Uh, but for
I agree
vaccination, we
on
already
this,
have
and
plans.
I
Like
would
in our childhood, we take vaccination for diphtheria, typhoid, and malaria and all. And recently, we are taking COVID-19 vaccination. So I think we are doing pretty well in that area. But we should focus on the food and exercise also, because nowadays this hectic lifestyle isn't allowing us. So as the Sankat is saying, we should advertise this thing.
I
I
think
agree
we
both
should
of the
focus on yoga
I've said that
because,
the
sir,
point of the point of please let me speak. Uh, the point of having vaccination and ad programs as well as local meetups on this social awareness is very good. But I would like to add that we are currently having annual yoga day, and we should emphasize on that use of yoga in the well-being of average human, as every age group of any gender can use yoga as a tool to improve his lifestyle. And as we are dealing the hectic lifestyle schedule and workload as well as in the rural areas as well as in urban area, it will be helpful despite of being rich or poor. So local yoga teachers could provide the uh, as well as the online sessions on yoga could provide the knowledge of yoga to each and every individual, as well as the modern exercise methods that are usually the running uh, and gym could also be subsidized to create more awareness among the teenagers to be more aware of their body and create a better lifestyle in which they could do more in a better manner. Thank you.
If I may, I just want to put out a point, like how effective are the ads? You have mentioned ads can actually help us spread the awareness, but I'm asking how effective are the ads in this day age? And if I may also ask you, how many are actually following ads? That's a question also, right? So if I may, that we have to look at the newer options that have come so far. For example, now people are paying so much attention to the social media sites like Instagram, Twitter, etc. So how we can make sure that we can spread awareness via these apps, and ads cannot be the sole solution and not the major solution that exists anymore. You
Yeah,
have to use
the
someone like
sponsored posts on Instagram are in my words ads, because they are put out by influencers on the social media, right? So they are also a form of ad. So by those campaigns in itself, that those will create awareness. By my words were ad, but that does not mean that the only ads that we used to see on the TV when we were kids. So that was my whole point.
And if I may, you have said those things as ads. And if I may, in this day and age where the thing called data is like a new word, and the surplus data also is a matter of concern. For example, how will you monitor the information that's on the social media? And is there any specific government agencies that monitors the data on these social media sites? There are a lot of misinformation being spread, and there are some informations which are having a lack of citations. For example, as I've quoted before, there was a recent example where an Insta influencer just showcased how the Bonvita was not actually a good energy drink or a drink that can be used daily. For example, it had a lot of sugar content which many people didn't knew. So I'm also concerning on the fact of data monitoring, and also how you can seek specific social influencers like Insta influencers. Yeah, thank you.
Actually, I believe ads being a good tool to create awareness among masses, as we can see that even the rurals know that polio vaccination is very much required for their infants. and infants, as well as we see that they are completing the vaccination for kids, as well as we know that highest vaccination coverage rate is in India only, as many people get dubious options that many US locals believe that vaccines may hurt them, and they because of having two options, they usually create a multi stand on, and they usually don't complete the vaccination. So I believe that some things need to be compulsory as a vaccination for COVID. We see. I would like to know that does everyone agrees that vaccinations should be compulsory to all?
Naresh.
Uh, आई थिंक वी शुड फोकस ऑन एजुकेशन. सो हम लोगों को क्या है, जो सिलेबस होता है स्टार्टिंग में, उसके अंदर ही हम लोगों को स्पेसिफिक
Can you please
बच्चों
try
को.
in Can you please try in English?
So what?
It's okay.
English? Okay, okay,
हाँ.
okay, okay, no. Okay. So we need to add some syllabus in our books in small age group, like in student life. We can add syllabus so that they can aware about this, how which diet they can do, or some of there is a poor people, right? So they cannot access some good diet. So for that, we should increase the what's that?
Actually, to ensure the
So as knowledge is
regular.
say,
Yeah, it's okay. Carry on. Carry
Yes,
on.
I would. Yes, I would like to agree with Naresh that the role of diet and importance of awareness is created in midday meal scheme, that and poor children are getting a proper one time of meal, as well as they are also providing some kind of ready to eat food which has high quality of proteins and regular vitamins. So this could also be improved and catered to their family members too, catering to the old age people as well as adults.
And
as
also,
Shodhan
I
is
just want
I
saying,
would like to add one more point in relation with something with which Shodhan earlier said, that about that misinformation thing. Like what we observe nowadays is that when a particular video or a particular information is given out by a specific person or specific someone by on the internet, and it is catered towards a specific product, then it is basically biased, and that leads to misinformation. Whereas what we can do is the government should take initiatives and make ad campaigns which I will call like short films, to clear the confusion, the short films that which show the effect of not taking vaccine, not immunization, which shows stories, basically stories that show the effects of not taking those steps for healthcare, and not the name of the vaccine, and not saying that take polio vaccine. Polio vaccine is given to the children, like that. Not like that. We can show people what are the effects of not taking polio vaccine, and that will create awareness that yes, we should get our children polio vaccine too. That is one of my steps that I think will be good.
in
one thing I
just in
say,
addition
we
to
can
that,
Yeah.
induce for children. We can induce like for in the curriculum we can induce how to read nutritional chart and what is the benefits of vaccination. We can add these things, and for rural areas we can set up camps and invite some doctors who can educate them like properly, because social media we cannot depend on them.
in addition to that, it just I want to add in terms of curriculum, as you have mentioned, introducing the things called like nutrition and everything into curriculum. They also should add this physical education thing into the curriculum and make it compulsory. I witnessed several cases where a lot of schools and colleges, even though they have physical education as a part of their curriculum, they ignore them, and they are replaced by some other subjects where they feel they are more important for the exams and other things. So I feel this physical education thing has to be added into the curriculum and has to be made as a compulsory subject and not taken lightly. And this physical education curriculum must necessarily include topics like yoga, meditation, and everything. So if we talk about health, it's not just physical health. There is a part called mental health as well. And students must be made aware of that from right from school system in the primary as well as in secondary schools. I mean, we have coming across cases like lack of mental health, depression, and everything in recent times. I mean, having a suitable knowledge at the very start of a child's growth, it can be very helpful. And also talking about misinformation, it's not like every time a government has to say what is right and what is not right. Students or the children must be made aware of these things right from the start of their schooling. So by the time they grow, they must have an idea and may be able to judge better what is right and what is not right. And it is only possible when you have a lot of primary information being fed, and it can be done only structurally and not just in one night or so. Yeah.
All of you are talking about urban side, but if we talk about rural side, then we should focus on games and sports. Like it is very necessary. We can we can put the some races and awards for them, so people are participate in that. So that may be helpful. In if talking in, specific in Rajasthan, there are a Rajiv Gandhi Olympic Games. So in these games. 40 over age people like 50 years old people are also participate. So this is I think a program which can increase about health activity. Thanks.
While I agree with Shodhan on the point that this physical education and these ideas of health and nutrition and to judge what is right or wrong should be fed into the brains and mind of students, small children, right from the beginning of the education. I think that the very idea of including these things into the curriculum increases the cost of study, which is not possible in the rural areas, and that can only be solved by what Naresh mentioned earlier, and that will increase awareness among the people of the rural areas.
Great. So what we will do now is,
Yes. Sir, can I
yeah,
add my last point?
yeah,
Okay,
fine.
I want to some
Abhishek
add
and then
I would
some.
like to
Abhishek and then Naresh. Yeah.
this text adding few chapters in the textbook will add a huge burden in economically. I seriously disbelieve this because as we see that usually the cost is generally in rural areas subsidized are usually given in government colleges or government schools, and adding a few chapters on this will not only create awareness, but they are already been included in the chapters we usually occur to read them. But I would like to add that not only adding a few chapters will add something to society. We need to add periods on sports and yoga activities on a daily or weekly basis at least. And this should not be like that any teacher could come and take them for extra classes. This should be strictly watched, and the results should be monitored on a regular basis to improve the results based on that period. Thank you.
Yeah, Naresh.
Nowadays we talk about sir old ages. Then in old age group people most of suffers from gastric problem. So there is this solution to walk. So we can aware them to walk every day after taking lunch or dinner, and we can make some plants in our every house like tulsi and all the plants we can grow in our house. So we can aware about that. Thanks.
Cool. So what we'll do now is everyone will get 1 minute to summarize in case they want to say something. Okay. So we'll start with Milton.
Yeah. So I want to summarize that that as per the topic is health for all. So we see that and we need to spread awareness on the like as a spread awareness in the children as well as the adult by doing by doing camps or promoting sports in our in school, also in at some curriculum, uh, add something in curriculum. And also we at the same time we have to like um, we have to make some time from a busy schedule so that we can follow this regularly, because we already have like physical education and everything in our in our syllabus, but we don't seem to focus on that too much. So government should make sure that it should be like mandatory, and exercise is the key. So we should do exercise daily on like half an hour to 1 hour. So yeah, thank you.
Shodan?
If I just want to summarize from everything that has been discussed so far, I can say in terms of diet, it is necessary to provide information to students and the curriculum. And in terms of immunization, it is necessary that everyone gets immunized at the right time. And in terms of vaccinations for the right for the diseases, as well as we need to take certain steps of vaccination, and it has to be done from the government point of view. And the people have to be educated about the various types of vaccines that are present so far. And in terms of exercise, it has to be a part of curriculum. And the terms exercise, it ranges the problem of many diseases can be solved via exercises, yoga and meditation. And this problem exists from children to old age as well. And even in terms of regions and all, we have discussed how the problems are different from the rural side and the urban side, and how it can be tackled from the region point of view as well. So it has to be, the problem has to be tackled rightfully. And these the activities like diet, energy, immunization and vaccination should take the primary focus. Thank you.
Naresh?
Yes, sir. If I will talk about summarize, then I can focus on all the things like exercise. So we should aware about yoga. First of all, we don't also know what is which type of yoga we can do. So first of all, we need to understand how many type of yoga. After then, at least we can inform all the type of yogas to our relatives, at least our relatives and our family. So by this, we can aware about health of all age group. Thanks.
Abhishek?
Interesting topics and yes, sir. Sorry, am I audible?
Yeah. Go on.
We came up with very interesting points, and on some of which we agreed to. For most of the points were discussed on the both sides of the part of the country, on rural and urban, as well as we focused on mainly on the exercise. We should not also lack on the topics which are very much required, as the balanced diet and nutritious and keeper diet to cater to all, as well as we also discussed on the few points on impact of social media to address the awareness as well as creating misinformation among the masses. We also discussed on the many methods of exercise as yoga and
Great. Sanket?
In conclusion, I would like to say that we have reached a middle ground where we agree that the steps for taking health for making health necessary and compulsory for all is by three steps, that is educating, creating awareness, and the execution of the plans by the government or bodies. And we also talked about misinformation and how it impacts the right information which is which is being fed to the masses. And we also discussed about the ways which we by which we can create awareness among the people of different areas. And yes.
Great. So let's end the discussion now, because obviously everyone has summarized. So what I'll do now, I'll just tell you, let's say, what was the good and what was not good and something like that. जय सर, वैसे चले?
हाँ चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
आप म्यूटेड हो.
जैसा आप चाहे, जैसा हम लोग कर
चलेगा.
सकते हैं. अगर आप लोगों
So
आपको इनका अभी बेसिकली कैसा रहा इनका जीडी, इनके रिव्यूज आप अगर दे सकते तो बिल्कुल दे दीजिए।
जरूर। सो फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट, जीडी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, बिकॉज यूजुअली क्या होता है, आइदर जीडी में कोई बात नहीं करता है या फिर सब लोग बात करने में बहुत उतावले रहते हैं। ओके, सो उस वजह से बहुत क्लटरनेस हो जाता है। दिस वॉज अ वेरी परफेक्ट मैच, वेरी परफेक्ट बैलेंस बिटवीन दीज टू, in which everyone wanted to speak but also not so much that they are interfering with others. So one credit also goes to that there are only 5-6 people, so that also matters. But yeah, point being, it was a very nice discussion. I believe, although most of you said that it's your first time, right? Most of your it is a first time, but still I believe you had a very nice experience, because me, as someone who is just listening, it was an amazing. Okay, cool. So now what I'll do is, I'll give some points which are, although drawn from a personal attention, but don't take it personally. Okay, don't take it personally, take it as a group, take it as a general advice. So let's say, Sanket, you started very nice. You also introduced us with the topic in the start, so that's a very good practice. So whenever someone start the discussion, always give a very very brief about the topic, not like 2 minutes of talking what are we supposed to talk about it, like that. But as Sanket started that, hello everyone, today we are here to talk about health for all, and that's good. So that gives a little bit of introduction in the start, so that was very nice. But your briefing was too long. Okay, so like, uh, the usually the attention span of others is not so long that you should not be stretching the introduction very long. So just hi everyone, today we are here to talk about health for all, in which we will be giving some we'll be having a discussion, so something like that. But it was very nice, although it was not stated implicitly that this should be done. That's a very good practice, very nice. And also Sanket had that capability to barge into discussion very seamlessly. Okay, so his barging didn't felt very forcefully. It was not after cutting anyone. And also, exercise was the points on exercise was started by Sanket, I guess. So these were very good points. After that, Abhishek, also you started with the yoga thing. That was very nice actually. That kind of shows that, yeah, you are able to think very nicely. Your points were also great. Naresh, good point, but in the start you came up with Hindi. It's cool, but because you are good at English, क्यों जाना है हिंदी में? अगर हाँ नहीं ही आता है तो ठीक है, बट मत जाओ यूजुअली। ओके, और वो क्या होता है ना, एक बार
सर इस इंग्लिश में फ्लुएंसी नहीं है, इतने अटक जाते हैं बीच में, तो
वो ठीक है।
सर ने बोला कि
नहीं एक्चुअली लगा नहीं, तुम जो बात कर रहे थे ना वो अच्छा लगा। मीन्स आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट फ्रॉम माय साइड, कोई दिक्कत नहीं लगी सुनने में, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ। सो तुम्हारी इंग्लिश अच्छी है। रही बात फ्लुएंसी पे, भाई वो हम सबकी होती है, ठीक है। जैसे हमारे इसमें शोधन की इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छी है, उसकी इंग्लिश बहुत सीमलेस है, बहुत प्योर है। बट हम लोगों की, हम सबकी इंग्लिश उतनी अच्छी नहीं है, तो दैट इज ओके। व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज, तुम्हारी इंग्लिश अच्छी है, वो इतनी भी लेट्स से डाउन साइड नहीं है कि तुम हिंदी में बात करो। Having a little odd English is better than talking in Hindi. So go with English also. So जब मैंने आपको let's say I asked you for the second time to go in English, that was very beautiful actually. So I didn't think that, I thought maybe your English will be very downside, but no, that was not the case. So please hereafter whenever you go on discussion, go with English because your English is good. Then yeah, so I don't know whether the info that you stated in the start was coming from your end or you searched for it on internet, but very nice actually. You come up with some schemes and then some data related to it.
No sir, not from copy anything from.
Oh,
I think
that was amazing actually. That was amazing because that was the only quantitative thing that was given as an input. It is not expected usually, but it was very nice actually. To hear that, yeah, we have this scheme, we have that scheme. Then someone was talking about the pulse polio thing. Then you could have said the tagline we have, the Do Bun Zindagi Ke. So that's a very famous tagline, something like that. Then Shodhan, your topics were really nice actually. What you started with, the textbook, the social media influencing and those kind of thing. And also you said about the recent video of Born Vita. So that was very appealing actually. That also shows that, yeah, this could be merged into this kind of discussion. Then Milton, You had very good points, but I would say Milton and Naresh, you were lacking a little bit on the lende, coming into the discussion. So that could be improved with time, but overall, every one of you participate nicely. Now, these were although some personal point, don't take it personally. These were a general point. Then I'll tell some general point. Uh, yeah, so usually, refrain from targeting others or their points personally. That, for example, Shodhan had a, little bit of saying to the Sanket's point about advertising, or can you tell me about how exactly the advertising help and something like that. Usually don't do that. Reason being, then what happens is the whole discussion get carried away into the quarrel between the two people. That should not be the case. That's okay. Like this you can understand. Thankfully, there were so many topics to talk about. Maybe you people acted so well that this didn't happen, but I have seen discussions in which दो लोग झगड़े करने लगते हैं, फिर वो discussion पूरा negative चला जाता है और कोई उसका output नहीं बनता. So although you feel that someone else was talking not good, he was talking lie, that's okay. You are not here to tell them or to tell everyone that the other person is wrong. You are there to tell others that you are right, that how you are adding the value to the discussion. So keep your attention on positive notes. It's okay अगर कोई बोल रहा है ना झूठ, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. पॉजिटिव निगेटिव्स में तुम झूठ बोलो, कोई झूठ बोलो, सच में फर्क नहीं पड़ता. फर्क इससे पड़ता है तुम कितना पॉजिटिविटी ऐड रही हो. So usually refrain from targeting the negatives of other, that you know what, I don't agree with you and something like that. Always say that you can manipulate your words, for example, yeah, so although Jayesh, what you said is right, but on other side we can also talk about xyz, something like that. So don't be very negative with that. और उससे बात ये भी होती है आगे वाला बंदा भी अगली बार तुम्हारे पॉइंट्स को निगेटिव करेगा, क्यों उसको झगड़े को बढ़ाना है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है. सो वेरी नाइस एक्चुअली. शोधन, तुमने पॉइंट अच्छा बोला. संकेत, तुमने उसका रिप्लाई नहीं दिया बाद में, दैट वाज वेरी क्लेवर ऑफ यू कि हाँ ठीक है, करना है करो, मत करना है मत करो, समथिंग लाइक दैट. या सो अल्दो तुम्हें अगर किसी ने नेगेटिव पॉइंट आउट किया है, यू डोंट नीड टू एक्सप्लेन देम दैट हाउ यू आर राइट. अगर तुम्हारे पास अच्छे पॉइंट्स है, अगर तुम्हारे पास पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स है, तो focus on your positive point instead of giving replies to the negative that has been put by someone else. Because see, 15 मिनट का डिस्कशन होता है. आज तो फिर भी तुम लोगों ने आधा घंटा डिस्कशन किया. यूजुअली 15 मिनट का होता है. 15 मिनट में तुम अगर तुम्हारे पॉइंट पे एक्सप्लेनेशन देते बैठोगे, तो तुम्हारे पास जो अच्छे पॉइंट्स है जिसपे तुम एक वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकते हो, वो कब दोगे? तो बात वही है, डोंट गिव एक्सप्लेनेशन. यूजुअली आई एम सेइंग डोंट गिव एक्सप्लेनेशन. एक्सप्लेनेशन तब दे सकते हो जब वो भी कुछ वैल्यू एडिशन कर रहा है. ठीक है. उसके बाद ये पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है कि डू ऑल एग्री विथ मी और समथिंग लाइक दैट. उतना टाइम होता ही नहीं है डिस्कशन में. यू डोंट नीड टू आस्क ऑल्सो डू एवरीवन आई एग्री विथ मी दैट योगा इज इंपॉर्टेंट, समथिंग लाइक दैट. डोंट डू एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. एंड हाँ, so that was all from my side actually. I believe this was a very good discussion, very fruitful discussion. The sweet point between not talking at all and talking a lot, that was achieved very nicely. Everyone was able to talk nicely without cutting each other. So yeah.
यस. तो सर, जैसे कि आप कह रहे कि ये फ्रूटफुल डिस्कशन था, इन्होंने 3 डिस्कशन ऑलरेडी कर रखे हैं, तो आज रिजल्ट्स आप लोग के सामने है. तो कैसा लग रहा है? आज का चौथा सेशन था. चौथा सेशन बेसिकली सुबोध सर के साथ में इसलिए रखा गया, सुबोध सर को छुपा के रखा था हमने, है ना, ताकि वो उस टाइम पे आए जब आप लोगों को और कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट की जरूरत है ना. क्योंकि मेरा ये इनिशिएटिव एक मोटो है कि हम लोग ना हर सेशन क्या करेंगे, जैसे कोई व्यक्ति आईओसीएल में है, कोई व्यक्ति ओएनजीसी में, एचपीसीएल में, बीपीसीएल में, हर सेशन में कोई ना कोई अलग अलग कैंडिडेट आए, राइट. तो उससे आप लोगों को इम्प्रूवमेंट होगा. तो आज आप लोगों को कैसा लग रहा है सेशन में? मतलब आप लोगों को इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखा? अभिषेक सिन्हा का इंग्लिश फर्स्ट सेशन के बाद से आज का इंग्लिश मैंने देखा प्योरली मतलब इम्प्रूव्ड है. क्या कहते हो सारे के सारे, बताइए. संकेत का जैसे इन आया, संकेत ना, संकेत ने डेविएट ओवर द टॉपिक से उसने कहा कि यस वी आर डेविएटिंग फ्रॉम द टॉपिक, प्लीज कम बैक टू द टॉपिक.
दैट वाज वेरी वेरी गुड पॉइंट, लाइक उससे ना लोग ना ऐसे पता चल जाते हैं कि हाँ यार ये मतलब कुछ अलग बोला है, कुछ
हाँ, कुछ
इम्पोर्टेंट बोला है।
अलग
वेरी
बोला
गुड।
है, वो याद रहता है, वहां से चांसेस ऑफ सिलेक्शन बढ़ जाते हैं। तो बहुत अच्छा लगा। शोधन तो ऑसम करता ही है, बट आज मुझे अभिषेक सिन्हा, शोधन का, संकेत गुप्ता का बहुत बढ़िया लगा। इवन नरेश, आप सिर्फ चुप थे, बट आपके पास में पॉइंट्स थे, आपने उसको बोलना चाहिए था। आपको चुप नहीं रहना है ना? राइट? चुप नहीं रहना है सेशन में। ओके,
और
मिल्टन
और और
आप। हाँ,
मिल्टन
मतलब
का ये था, वो डिस्कशन में बड़ा अच्छे से अंदर घुस जाता था। मीन
हाँ,
बात चल रही है और वो बिल्कुल ऐसे मक्खन की तरह अंदर घुस जाएगा, बात करेगा और निकल लेगा। सो वो भी एक मस्त क्वालिटी है
बिल्कुल
ऑनेस्टली।
सही है। बाकी मिल्टन, आपका भी अच्छा ही था, आपने पॉइंट्स अच्छे अच्छे रखे, है ना? और अच्छा है, नोट करते चलिए। तो बढ़िया लगा। कैसा लग रहा है आप लोगों को? थोड़ा सा मुझे रिव्यू दीजिए, है ना? ये कैसा लग रहा है अभी आप लोगों को? बताओ, इस सेशन का फायदा हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है?
ऑब्वियसली मेरे को तो लग रहा है कि मेरे ऊपर थोड़ा इफेक्ट आ रहा है। मतलब मेरा इंग्लिश उतना सही है नहीं, तो फिर भी हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि थोड़ा इम्प्रूव होता रहे मेरा। तो और जैसे जैसे मेरे को लग रहा है कि और ज़्यादा डिस्कशन होगा तो और भी मेरा इम्प्रूव होता चला जाएगा। तो देखते हैं आगे क्या होता है।
यस।
So I just want to say how this discussion was different from the first two. The third one I didn't attend, so I don't know the first two discussion. The
तो
first thing I want to say, it has to do with the topic. The first two topics were very abstract topics. This one topic had like the complete description of what to say and what not to say. They had a topic and they were given what we wanted to say, and the discussion went in a flow. It was good. It made me like want to jump into the discussions very quite often, so that was a good thing. I enjoyed this one.
यस, नेक्स्ट, बढ़िया। हरीश।
Yes, sir. Last one I attend. So fear, what I feel inside fear, that's I feel now better compared than last one. So I think it's improved for me.
सही लग रहा है? सेशन कैसा लग रहा है? मजा आ रहा है अभियान बैच में?
सच में सर अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है। लाइक
मार्गदर्शन प्लेटफॉर्म कैसा है? कहने का मतलब है, मार्गदर्शन सही चीज है या गलत है?
सर मैंने ऐसा नहीं सोचा था कि ऐसा होगा। मुझे लगा कि लाइक सब आएंगे ऐसे कुछ भी बोलेंगे, इतना सीरियस नहीं होगा पूरा डिस्कशन। वो पूरा एनवायरनमेंट बन रहा है जैसे जो मेन होता है ना जीडी, उसका टाइप का सेम एनवायरनमेंट बन रहा है सर। सो इट्स रियली गुड सर।
यार, ये मार्गदर्शन है यहाँ पे ना, मतलब मैं क्या बोलूँ, प्लेटफॉर्म है, राइट? टाइम पास नहीं होता है ऐसे
सर आई वांट
सिलेक्शन।
टू परचेज, सर आई वांट टू आल्सो परचेज योर पीआई
आओ अभियान
एक्चुअली।
बैच में आ जाओ यार, 50% के तो चल रहा है, 1000 रुपए में तो कोर्स हो जाएगा। कल आओ पीआई में, देखना पीआई में कल कैसे खदेड़ते हैं, है ना? अभिषेक सिन्हा को ही लेंगे कल तो सबसे पहले। अभिषेक सिन्हा,
सर
बी रेडी।
एक्चुअली सर टाइम नहीं मिलता, वही प्रॉब्लम है, वरना मैं ले लेता अभी से।
अरे,
कल मैं मैसेज करता हूँ।
इवनिंग में ही होता है। हाँ अभिषेक, आप
अच्छा
बताइए।
सर एक्चुअली मेरी भी सर इंग्लिश में प्रॉब्लम थी, लेकिन सर मैंने धीरे धीरे, सर आपने बोला कि इंग्लिश में ट्राई करिए, तो धीरे धीरे सर मैं ओपन अप हो पाया और थोड़ी फ्लुएंसी इंप्रूव हुई है सर, ऐसा मुझे फील होता है।
पहले सेशन में आप बोल कुछ भी नहीं पा रहे थे, आज चौथे सेशन में काफी चीजें बोल पाए हो आप। मैं मतलब आश्चर्यचकित था मुझे, लिटरली, है ना? बढ़िया लगा मुझे। अच्छा इम्प्रूवमेंट है। देखो, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है यार कि पेड बैच ले
तो
लिया
सर
तो।
लेट होता है।
लोग कहते हैं ना, मतलब लोगों के दिमाग में होता है कि यार ये लोग अफोर्डेबल, मतलब इतने चीप प्राइस में लेके आए हैं, सच सच में सही कराएगी या नहीं कराएगी करके। रिजल्ट्स दिख रहे हैं, है ना? कहीं ना कहीं फायदा, कहीं ना कहीं फायदा हो ही जाता है वो चीज, राइट? बट तुम्हें डेडिकेशन होना चाहिए, तुम्हारे हार्ड वर्क तुम्हें होना चाहिए, है ना? करना चाहिए तुम लोगों ने हार्ड वर्क, ऑटोमेटिकली रिजल्ट्स दिखेगा। आज नहीं दिखेगा बट कल जरूर रिजल्ट्स आप लोग को दिखेगा, ये श्योर है, डैम श्योर। यस मिल्टन।
Yeah, it was very like very good, sir. Like I have to work on my communication also, and sometimes I have to forget go in other things like my bad part. I have to work on this thing. Hope PSU comes to engineering. Yeah.
ओके, चलो बढ़िया। तो वी विल बी एंडिंग आवर डिस्कशन। यस, तो आओ अगले सेशन में कब मिलते हैं? कल तो हमारा पर्सनल इंटरव्यूज रहेगा, पीआई रहेगा। तो फिर से मैं एक बार सारे व्यक्तियों को बता देता हूँ, यूट्यूब वाले गाइस, हम लोगों ने दो बैचेस लॉन्च करी थी, एक थी आपकी अभियान बैच और दूसरी परमाणु बैच। परमाणु बैच तो अभी BARC NPCIL डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एटॉमिक एनर्जी के लिए, ये स्पेसिफिकली डिजाइंड है BARC डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एटॉमिक एनर्जी एंड NPCIL। तो इसमें हम लोग पूरा का पूरा टेक्निकल करवाते हैं, और साथ ही साथ जो हमारी अभियान बैच है ये स्पेसिफिकली डिजाइंड है आपकी गेल, IOCL, ONGC, HPCL, MRPL, EIL, NMDC, निपको, जितनी भी आपकी अदर PSUs है, ये अभियान बैच उस सारे PSUs के लिए। तो गाइस आप लोग हमारे अभियान बैच ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, जिसका अभी 50% का ऑफ चल रहा है। ये स्पेशल ऑफर हम लोगों ने, हमारे फ्रूटफुल रिजल्ट्स निकले हैं पोस्ट गेट काउंसलिंग से, हम लोगों ने सारे स्टूडेंट्स को हमारे दो दो ऑफर दिलवा दिए, दो दो ऑफर करवाए हैं। सारे बच्चों को MSR के भी ऑफर्स मिले हैं, सारे बच्चों को MTech के भी ऑफर मिले। एक लो गेट स्कोर पे भी 254 गेट स्कोर पे IIT कानपुर में एडमिशन हुआ है, 354 गेट स्कोर पे IIT मद्रास में SP कॉम मिला, कम्युनिकेशन एंड सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग। इवन 498 गेट स्कोर में IIT मद्रास केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग मिल गया है। तो ये रिजल्ट्स हम लोगों ने पहली बार था, IIT कानपुर के बच्चों का इनिशिएटिव था, स्टूडेंट्स का एज वेल एज अलुमनिस का, और हम लोग हमारे रिजल्ट्स पर उतर गए हैं। थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे। और गाइस आप लोग हमारे बैचेस में एनरोल कर सकते हैं। और गाइस हम लोगों ने गेट 24 एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए चुनौती टेस्ट सीरीज और प्रश्न मंच क्वेश्चन बैंक प्रैक्टिस सीरीज लॉन्च करी है। आप लोग हमारे टेस्ट सीरीज भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, गेट 24 एस्पिरेंट्स, जहां पे हम लोग सारे IIT के रिसोर्सेज से क्वेश्चन बना रहे हैं, जहां पे हम लोगों ने IIT सारे IITs बेसिकली, आई वोंट बी नेमिंग, जो हमारे क्वेश्चन, जो क्वेश्चन बेसिकली एंड सेम, क्विज, मिड सेम, असाइनमेंट के जो क्वेश्चन होते हैं, वो क्वेश्चन उठाकर हम लोगों ने डाले हैं हमारे चुनौती गेट टेस्ट सीरीज में। तो आप लोग वो ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे। चलो गाइस, गुड नाइट।